1,000 sailors, soldiers and aviators.
It's hugely significant. It's obviously a chance to remember the sacrifice and commitment of an entire generation.
Dozens of horses.
It's a great thing to go and do. I'm lucky enough to have done a few of these in the past, and there's always some match day nerves.
7 military bands and 23 aircraft.
We should never forget, so we are inspired by that Second World War generation.
This is how the British military celebrated the 80th anniversary of the end of the Second World War in Europe and honoured the memory of those who ensured our freedom. A spectacular tribute to the wartime generation and a triumph for everyone involved. It was an early start at Hyde Park Barracks, applying those finishing touches.
I'm a farrier with the Household Cavalry at the minute. The past week or so, all we've been doing is getting the horses prepped, so making sure their shoes are in good nick and making sure that they are going to be exercising well throughout the parade.
When you groom them, we curry comb, we get all the scurf and the sweat off, and we hot rag and we make sure they look nice and shiny. Their manes and tails are brushed out and there's no sweat or anything like that, and all clean. If you've got a grey, however, as you can probably imagine, it takes a little bit longer, and quite often the soldiers that are riding the greys will have to wash them in the morning because we can't go out with any stains on.
Well, we spend a lot of time practicing. We do sort of desensitisation training. A couple of days ago, we were out in Hyde Park and we had a load of soldiers dressed up in bearskins and bagpipes and flags and banners. So we do our best to simulate the environment they find themselves in. But ultimately, you know, we can only do so much without having the huge crowds that we will see today.
Particularly poignant, this one, to be able to support the last remaining veterans from World War II and to show our respect for just the extraordinary sacrifice they gave to protect peace in this country.
130 miles away at RAF Coningsby in Lincolnshire, Typhoon pilots and ground crew make their final inspections before taking to the skies.
23 aircraft in the sky, all in the space of 3 minutes over Buckingham Palace should be good. Particularly for me, I'm going to be leading a 4-ship of Typhoons right behind the Red Arrows, tucked in formation with the Red Arrows. So that's a personal highlight for me.
We're very focused. You know, it's a huge honour to be able to take part in today's VE Day celebrations. We are inspired by the Second World War generation, and it's a proud and privilege to be able to play our part today.
Back to London and Wellington Barracks, where the Defence Secretary John Healey caught up with some of those taking part after weeks of preparation.
No one does it like the British, we've all heard that before, haven't we? And we are all custodians of delivering that reputation. So there's been an awful lot of hard work. Getting people ready, getting people match fit. We're asking quite a lot of our armed forces personnel. There's a lot of standing around. The march procession is just over 1.2 miles, so it's you know, it's not insignificant.
It is an incredibly proud moment. I've got my family coming down to see me. Hopefully I'll get to see them as we're marching past, but especially being alongside the NATO allies and got Ukraine marching with us as well. So having that makes it even more special.
And for us it's really great honor to be here and to represent our own country, nation.
It's a poignant moment for us to acknowledge the freedom that we enjoy and how we have to protect that and nurture it. And it's poignant especially with Ukraine because they're having to defend and fight for their freedom, and that's what they represent here today.
At 4 minutes past midday, the King's Troop trumpeter sounded and the procession began. The King's Troop and the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment leading the way. The Royal Navy contingent at the head of the bulk of the military personnel, followed by the Army and Royal Air Force. 11 officers from Ukraine currently training in the UK, Commonwealth personnel and a number of NATO nations. His Majesty the King took the salute in front of the Queen Victoria Memorial outside Buckingham Palace. Second World War veterans sitting amongst the royal family. The entire route was thronged with well-wishers. Next, to the skies, leading the way the iconic Lancaster bomber from the Battle of Britain memorial flight. Then representatives of the modern-day RAF from Voyager right through to F-35B Lightning II. The Royal Air Force acrobatic team, the Red Arrows, followed by 4 Typhoon FGR-4s, brought the flypast to a close. On the ground and in the air, the military of today have celebrated and honoured the achievements of their forebears. Tim Cooper, BFBS Forces News. Thanks for watching. For more from BFBS Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.